Olá! The topic of our class today is the verb gustar. The verb gustar roughly means to like. Actually, what it really means is that something is pleasing to somebody. For instance, reading is pleasing to me. Watching TV is pleasing to her. But because we don't speak like that in English, we are going to translate it as to like. If you look at the affirmative form of the verb gustar, you will notice that I don't use yo or I don't use tu. And the reason is because it's a different verb. We can't use yo or tu with this verb. Instead of yo, I'm going to say a mí. A mí me gusta. You see the me here? That's why I use me, because I'm saying that something is pleasing to me. Not really I like, but we are going to translate it as I like. So when I say I like, I say a mí me gusta. A mí would be the subject, the pronoun. Me gusta would be the verb. Me gusta here is the verb. So I need to match me gusta with a mí. Remember, I don't use yo with this verb. When I say you like informal, I say a ti te gusta. Again, the reason I don't have tu here is because with this verb, gustar, I can't use tu. So instead of tu, I'm going to use the word ti. A ti. A ti te gusta. You like. When I say you like formal, I say a usted le gusta. He likes, a él le gusta. She likes, a ella le gusta. We like, a nosotros or a nosotras nos gusta. You guys like, a ustedes les gusta. They like, when it's only boys or a mix of boys and girls, a ellos les gusta. They like, when it's only girls, you're talking about girls, so you say a ellas les gusta. So notice that before my pronouns, I have this a here. That's the first thing you need to remember to put. What does it mean? It doesn't mean anything, but you have to have it there. It's part of the structure of this sentence. So I say a mí, a ti, a usted, a él, a ella, a nosotros, a ustedes, a ellos, a ellas. Well, what about when you want to say I don't like, you don't like? Well, remember, in Spanish, all you have to do is to place no before the verb. If you look back here to my first chart, you'll see that the part in red, that is the verb. These are the pronouns, and this part here is the verb. So, if I need to put no before the verb, my no will go before me gusta, te gusta, le gusta, and so on. So let's go over it. So if I say I don't like, I say a mí no me gusta. A ti no te gusta. A usted no le gusta. A él no le gusta. A ella no le gusta. A nosotros no nos gusta. A ustedes no les gusta. A ellos no les gusta. A ellas no les gusta. Okay, what if instead of using pronouns, I want to use nouns? How do I do it? What if I want to say Sandra likes to draw? Well, in this case, I need to start my sentence with a, like a. Then I put the name a Sandra. And then I need to be careful to match my verb with the subject that I'm using. In this case, it's Sandra. So I need to say a Sandra le gusta. And the reason I'm using le, it's because le is used for she, he, she, and you formal. Since Sandra is she, I say, a Sandra le gusta dibujar. So I'm matching my verb with my subject. But if I want to use two names or three names, like Pedro and Marta like to study, how do I do that? Well, remember, we start with a, and before each name you need to put a Pedro y a Marta, and now I need to be careful to match my verb. In this case, since I am talking about Pedro y Marta, it would be like ellos, so I need to match my verb. Since I'm talking about they, I use les. Look at my chart on top. So, a Pedro y a Marta les gusta estudiar. Let's see one more. If I say Marta and I like to prepare food, to cook, okay? Marta and I need to be careful because remember, I cannot say yo with this verb. So I say a Marta y a mí. And now we have a problem because a lot of students will be tempted to put me gusta, and it's not me gusta. The reason it's not me gusta, it's because it's not only about me, it's about Marta and I like. So, a Marta y a mí nos gusta. If I had to substitute Marta, a Marta y a mí, Marta and I, it would be like we. So it makes sense to match my verb with my subject. If I want to say Antonio and you like to write emails, remember I cannot use tu, the informal you, with this verb. I need to use a word, a different word, in this case, a ti. So I say Antonio y a ti, and again I need to be careful to match my verb with my subject. If I had to substitute Antonio y a ti, it would be like a ustedes, you guys. So if I look up here in my chart, I know that for ustedes, I'm going to use les. So I say Antonio y a ti les gusta escribir correos electrónicos. Well, I hope that was helpful. Make sure you go back, you review this, memorize this verb. It's very important that you know this part here, this chart on top by heart. Gracias.